This is a sign the pump is locked up and requires replacement. Oftentimes, a locked-up air pump is due to a defective air pump check valve. It is the duty of the check valve to prevent hot exhaust gases from backing up into the diverter valve and pump. If the check valve fails, soon after the diverter valve and pump will also fail. Another sign of an inoperative AIR system is if you fail to pass a vehicle emissions inspection. Since the AIR system helps lower exhaust emissions, a failure in the pump will produce higher than normal levels of hydrocarbon and carbon monoxide gases. Begin any inspection of the AIR system by carefully checking all hose connections on the pump. Be sure they are not loose, leaking, or broken. Next, check the pump drive belt and belt adjustment. If the belt shows severe signs of slippage, wear, or cracks, replace the drive belt. Also, be sure to inspect the black centrifugal filter fan and clear it of any dirt or debris. To test the pump for proper operation, first allow the engine to reach normal operating temperature. Locate the output hose from the pump and squeeze the hose with your hand as the engine is running. Next, gradually increase the engine speed to around 1500 RPMs. You should feel an increase in the number of air pulses inside the hose as engine RPM is increased. If a change in air pulses is felt, the pump is functioning properly. If no pulses are felt, the pump is defective and must be replaced. Another way to check the pump is to remove the output hose from the pump, start the engine, and feel for any air pulses coming from the pump or output hose. If no pulses are felt, replace the pump.
Now let's briefly review the steps necessary to identify a faulty AIR pump. First, visually inspect the AIR pump drive belt. A broken or missing belt is usually a sign of a locked-up pump. If the pump is locked up, be sure to inspect the check valve and diverter valve for failure also. Next, inspect all the hose connections on the pump. Make sure they're not loose, leaking, or broken. Also inspect the centrifugal fan and clear it of any dirt or debris. To test the pump, start and run the engine until it is at operating temperature. Squeeze the output hose and raise the engine speed to 1500 RPMs. You should be able to feel an increase in the air pulses inside the hose. If no pulses are felt, replace the pump.
The items you will need to replace an air injection reactor or air pump include a 3/8 drive socket set, a standard and metric wrench set, a rubber mallet, some thread lock adhesive, a set of screwdrivers, a torque wrench, and the correct replacement air pump and check valve for your particular vehicle. Whenever installing an air pump, we recommend replacing the air pump check valve at the same time. Most air pump failures are caused by a defective air pump check valve. If you install a new air pump but fail to replace the defective check valve, the new pump will be destined for early failure. First, begin with a cool engine to prevent burns. Turn off all accessories, including the ignition key. If your vehicle is equipped with an electric fan, make sure to disconnect the wire leading to it or remove its fuse from the fuse block. This will prevent the fan from starting up suddenly while working, which could cause personal injury. Remove any hoses and the combination valve if so equipped from the old pump. Many replacement pumps do not come equipped with a pulley, so the pulley from the old pump must be transferred to the new one. With the drive belt still on the old pump, loosen the pulley mounting bolts or retaining nut. The belt will help prevent the pulley from slipping while loosening them. Next, loosen the adjustment bracket and the pump mounting bolts. On V-belt systems, this will allow movement of the pump for belt removal. Continue removing all mounting bolts and remove the pump from the engine. With the pump out, finish removing the pulley mounting bolts or retaining nut. Remove the pulley from the pump shaft. If the pulley is pressed on, wiggling it or lightly prying on it from the back side with 2 screwdrivers should release it from the shaft. Position the pulley onto the new pump shaft. Draw the pulley onto the shaft with the mounting bolts or retaining nut. snug up the pulley mounting bolts or retaining nut. Do not insert anything into the filter fan to hold it in place during tightening. This will result in damage to the pump and filter fan. Perform final tightening of the bolts or nut once installed on the engine. If the new pump does not come equipped with an outlet tube, reuse the outlet tube from the old pump. The outlet tube is pressed in and secured with glue. To remove it, twist the tube to break the glue seal and tap it out using a rubber mallet. Insert the outlet tube into the new pump. If the tube does not fit tightly, secure it with a small amount of thread locking adhesive. Position the new pump onto the mounting brackets. Install the mounting bolts finger tight only. Inspect the pump drive belt for wear, cracks, or deterioration. Whether severe deterioration is noticed or not, now is a good time to replace the belt. Position the drive belt onto the pump pulley and pull on the pump to apply tension to the belt. Never pry in the housing, as damage to the pump may occur. With tension on the belt, tighten the mounting bolts. Most mounting bolts require about 20 foot-pounds of torque for correct tightness. Recheck the belt tension to ensure correct operation. With belt tension on the pulley, finish tightening the pulley mounting bolts or retaining nut to the correct specification. Reconnect any hoses or reinstall the combination valve if removed earlier. Inspect the finished job for proper belt alignment, tension, and pump installation. Reconnect the electric fan connector or reinstall the fuse if removed earlier. Start the engine and check the AIR system for proper operation. There might be a slight squeaking noise from the new pump when it is initially run. This is normal. Allow at least 500 miles for the new pump to break in and rid itself of the noise. Do not lubricate or attempt to open the replacement pump to rid the pump of this noise, as premature pump failure will result.
To replace your AIR pump, begin with a cool engine to prevent burns. Turn off all accessories, including the ignition key, and disconnect the electric fan connection. This will prevent the fan from coming on unexpectedly during the replacement. Disconnect any hoses and remove the combination valve if so equipped. Loosen the pulley bolts on the pump with the fan belt in place. Loosen the adjustment bracket and pivot bolt and remove the drive belt. Finish extracting the mounting bolts and remove the pump from the engine. Most new pumps do not come with a new pulley, so transfer the old pulley to the new pump. Snug the bolts up for now. Transfer the outlet tube and any other brackets that still may remain on the old pump. Install the new pump on the engine and loosely install the mounting bolts. Now is a good time to install a new belt to be sure of proper performance from the new pump. Tighten the new belt appropriately. With the belt tension on the pulley, tighten the pulley bolts. Reconnect any hoses or reinstall the combination valve. Reconnect the electric fan and test drive the vehicle for proper operation.
An air injection reactor, or AIR pump check valve and injection tube, are the connecting links of a very important part of your vehicle's emission control system. They play a key role in reducing the pollutants that are emitted from the tailpipe of your vehicle and must be kept in proper working condition for peak engine performance and to help protect and save our environment. The AIR system provides several different functions related to vehicle emissions. It reduces hydrocarbons, HC, reduces carbon monoxide levels, CO, and helps to lower nitrogen oxides, or NOx, emissions. It is also used to rapidly heat up the catalytic converter on engine startup, so conversion of exhaust gases can occur sooner. An air pump check valve is a one-way air flow control valve located in the air supply tubes going to the exhaust system.